Today we'll be going through a posture routine. We're going to talk about bad posture, what good posture looks like, and then how you can train that on your own. So I'm working with Brandon here today. He's going to show us what the worst posture imaginable would be, and then we're going to break it down step by step. So first component that we're going to look for is the forward head posture. When the chin is driven forward, that's something of dysfunction. The second thing would be rounded forward shoulders. So when they are allowed to roll forward, they put a tension on this neck muscle here. The third component would be your T-spine being in a flexed position. So we want that to be more stacked and straight. Third component is his hip and pelvis. He's sitting on his tailbone, and we would rather him be sitting on his glutes. And then the last component is his feet. We want his feet to be athletic. He has his feet crossed. Some people will also have their feet stretched out behind them, like this. Also fairly dysfunctional and something of bad posture. So with bad posture, and with Brandon's case here, he's getting the breath and he's using his upper respiratory muscles. We want to use the lower respiratory muscles. We want to get the breath out of the neck. He's just breathing in his neck and his upper chest. We want him to expand his rib cage, but then also get the breath into the lower abdominals. So the last component of dysfunctional posture would be a dysfunctional breathing pattern where you're only breathing in the upper 1/3 of your whole thorax. Now that we've gone through really bad posture, we'll talk about some posture corrections for somebody who doesn't have the worst posture imaginable. So Brandon's going to go from the worst posture to what his normal posture would be. So just go into that position there, Brandon. So Brandon's been working on his posture. It's a little bit better than the first posture we showed you, but there's still some things to work on. These are going to be your posture points, and the starting point matters. The first one is strategically set up so that you set that one first, then you move to the second one. So the first posture point is to expand your rib cage. So if I was to compress Brandon's rib cage front to back, I would want him to expand that rib cage, and maybe with a deep breath, that will help him out. So can you do that? Expand your rib cage front to back. So that's really good. And then can you also expand your rib cage side to side with a nice deep breath? Good. So just that first point has caused him to sit up a little bit straighter. I'd see if the second point would be chin tuck. So he's tucking that chin, not forcing too much because the stiffness up here would prevent that, but allowing his chin to come back into neutral. Third component is pulling your shoulder blades up slightly and then back together. As some people will tell you to pull your shoulder blades down and then pinch them back. That's more mobility than you need. This keeps them a little bit more functional. Now we talked about what to sit on. Don't sit on your tailbone, but activate your glutes, squeeze them together, and you're trying to sit right on the glute max, the big muscle in the bottom there. Now his feet would be the last component, so don't cross them. Feet shoulder width apart. And then we want to create an athletic foot. So if I was to push his foot in this position, that's an unathletic foot. When he pushes out into my hand, he creates a more athletic foot. I call that screwing your feet down into the ground. So that would be the final component. Now, he doesn't look too labored. This doesn't look too taxing. He's just going to take some deep breaths in and out, trying to expand his rib cage in all 360 degrees of range. And then when he fatigues out, then you just relax back to your normal resting posture. Places of fatigue should be his glutes, part of his shin muscles, and right at the base middle of your mid-back. So we've gone through bad posture, we've gone through your posture points and correcting into better posture, and now we have to make it a little bit more exciting with the use of resistance bands This will give you physical feedback as to which muscles you should be using to keep yourself in neutral posture. So the first one that we talked about for your posture points was decreasing a compressed rib cage and expanding your rib cage, not just front to back, but side to side as well. So we're going to tie a resistance band around Brandon's rib cage so that he can feel what that's like. So just lift your arms up. And so we'll go around, in, across, and then just fold it. These are all things that you can practice at home. Then arms down. So that band is causing his ribs to just be compressed. Breathe out. Good. And in. And so we can use this at different levels. He can take it off and have it at a higher rib cage level, a little bit lower, and that's just going to instruct him on how to expand his rib cage. The next area that we were to work on was the neck. So I'm going to get Brandon to face the other direction there, and then he's going to put the band just around the back of his head. So bad posture is when he allows the band to pull his chin forward. Better posture is when he pulls his chin back, just like that. So the same idea here. He wants to take those nice deep breaths in with his rib and then out. Good. And then bring your head back forward and pull back into it. So the band is that physical reminder of what bad posture is like, and then you're resisting back into it. Good. So now we can take that band and put it around your shoulders. So, and bring your arms just up in front. So this band now is pulling you into even worse shoulder posture, and we want to see, can you pull your shoulders back and up slightly? Good. The band is that physical reminder as to what the shoulder wants to do and what you need to make it do. Perfect. Very good. And then back. The last component was the feet. Screw your feet down into the ground. So we're going to put the red band around his feet. 1 foot, 2, and then get your feet set up. Spread them apart a little bit. And now you're allowed to feel what it's like when the ankles knock in, not athletic position. Here, a little bit more athletic. A physical reminder as to where you should put your foot and your ankle. And then a nice bonus to that is spread apart. You can get a little bit of the outside glute, squeeze the big glute to lift you up off the chair. And now we've practiced each of those 4 components of our posture points.